And we are live coming to you from Central Vermont. I'm Karen at Salt and Sand Studios. This is your yoga intermissions. Try this at home. Welcome. Today we're going to focus on the movements of the spine, a little bit on the letter S. I'm starting to feel like Sesame Street. So one of the most important aspects of the physical practice is ensuring that you move your spine in all of the possible ways it moves. So your forward bend, your arch, your twist one way, your twist the other way, your bend, and your bend. But because we're focusing on S, we're going to do them seated, we're going to do them standing, we're going to do them supine, which is kind of fun working that in. And we'll take notice of other things that start with S today, just because we can, and S is for Santa. So let's go ahead and get started in sukhasana, easy pose. Easy pose, you cross your legs, maybe not the way you would normally would, just to get something different. If you're sitting on something, which can be really helpful for tight hips, you're going to scoot your sitting bones forward to the edge of that something, whether it's a block or a pillow or a rolled up or folded blanket. You are going to place your hands in your lap, if that feels okay, with the back of the right hand nestling in the palm of the left and your thumb pads touch. If that doesn't work for you, you can always place the backs of the hands or the palms on your thighs. We will gather the belly in just slightly. It's not a huge in and up. It's a little in and up, so you can tilt your pelvis forward and extend the spine. Your chin is a little bit tucked. It's not way back. It's not way forward. It's just sort of slightly tucked, as if you were pressing the back of your head, the bulbous part, against the headrest of a car. And then we are lifting now from the tailbone, the top of the pelvis, all the way up to the chest, to the earlobes, and up through the crown of the head, almost as if you had a string lifting you up there. This is sukhasana. It is intended to be a simple and straightforward and rather comfortable pose. It's not for everybody. Some people need to put their back against a wall physically to go make that happen. So now we're going to close the eyes or just lower the lids. Notice the body. Notice where you feel, what you feel. No judgment today. Just what is. If you feel like you need to name it, that's great. It's not necessary. You could just observe without labeling anything. Labels create bias. Just rolling the awareness from the toes to the soles of the feet, top of the feet, heels. Check in with your ankles. And if you need an extra breath anywhere as you're taking this body scan, go ahead and make more breath. Calves and shins. We're not forcing the breath, but maybe we are slowing it down. The backs of the knees. The tops of the knees or front. The quads, front of the thighs. Backs of the thighs, hamstrings. The hip creases, the places where the legs connect with the hips. The glutes. The low belly in and around the pelvis and the navel and out toward the hips. Low back. If you're feeling anxious, you can always breathe out your mouth for longer than you breathe in. Rib cage. Maybe you address one set of ribs at a time, from the right front all the way around the side to the back. And from the left front all the way around the side to the back. The chest. on your back, your shoulder blades, the sort of wings, your throat, the back of the neck, your right clavicle or collarbone, and then sort of glide your attention out to the shoulder. Check in with the armpit. And on the right side, still the triceps, the backs of the upper arms. The biceps in front of the upper arms. The right elbow crease. And then a little sliding over and around to the elbow itself. Lower arm. Right wrist. The place where the thumb attaches to the hand. The palm, the back of the hand, and whatever digits you have, you trace your awareness along them. And we'll move over to the left digits this time. The palm, back of the hand, place where the thumb attaches to the hand. Left wrist, the forearm, the outer elbow, and then glide the attention to the inner elbow, the elbow crease. Biceps tendons right in the front of the upper arm. The triceps, shoulder, clavicle, collarbone, center of the throat, the jaw, cheekbones, eye sockets, sides of the head, top of the head, and finally the crown of the head. And with this focus, I'm not sure what your experience is, but I get a little tingling right at the top of the head, right in front of the crown. Deep, 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 deep breath in through the nose. Full breath out the mouth. Inhale fully. This time we pause at the top, lower the shoulders, gather the belly in, lift the heart, open the mouth now, let it go. One more deep, deep breath in. This time we're going to breathe out the mouth and pause at the bottom. Close the mouth, breathe in through the nose. And bring to mind something that you'll stand by with your practice. Maybe it's an intention, maybe it's your motivation, maybe it's a dedication. Maybe it's just a thought or a word or an emotion or a sensation. It's something that perhaps you can bring into focus to infuse into your practice with our S is for spine work. Draw your hands to your heart so they can stack there. We'll use a silent Om to spread around our intention, our dedication, our motivation, our word, whatever that might be. Take a big breath in, feeling the belly puff out and the chest lift. Open the mouth. Hands can drop back to the lap or the thighs. Chin drops to the chest. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Breathe in. Press them behind and release them. Let go. A little tilt of the head over toward the left shoulder. On an inhale, the top of the head reaches toward the sky, and an exhale, a tilt of the head over to the right shoulder. Inhale, lift the crown of the head up, lift the chin, take a look over the left shoulder this time. Breathe in. On your exhale, maybe sneak the chin a little more toward that shoulder or behind you, and the eyes move in the same direction as if you're looking to find more peripheral vision. The gliding of the eyeballs. Inhale, come front and center. As you breathe out, head and neck to the other side. Inhale at your edge. Exhale, twist a little further. It might be a micromillimeter, if there is such a thing, and the gaze follows even if the eyes are closed. Inhale forward. Drop your hands by your sides. Put your fingertips on the earth. Press into the earth and lower your shoulders as if you were lifting your sitting bones and your ankles off the mat. Crawl the hands behind you so the fingers face your body. Lift from the pelvis all the way to the ribs and the shoulders. This makes me smile. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're taking the first movement of the spine here. Not really because we move the neck, but the full spine. Lift, lift, lift like you have a shining, golden, brightly lit string attached to your heart and the sun. And you are sharing energy. Drop your head back. Slowly lift back up. Use your belly. Scoop the belly in. Sweep your arms around in front. We're taking movement number 2 of the spine. Crawl the hands forward as far as you can go. And then pause when you reach your edge, because I'm going to promise you it is not quite your edge. Press the sitting bones to the earth. Breathe in. Squeeze the belly as you breathe out. Crawl the hands forward a little bit more. Drop your head. Oh, feels so yummy. Nod your head. Shake your head. Waggle your head. Loosen that neck. Feel the stretch, maybe even all the way from the armpits to the fingertips, and from the sitting bones and the knees all the way up to the chest and the armpits. Big, huge inhale. Release. Hands walk back. They come to your sides or behind. We shift onto our sitting bones. Switch the cross of the legs and take that fold again. Reaching forward to your edge once again. Big breath in. And crawl forward. Squeeze that belly, drop your head. Four more movements of the spine. They're really 2 movements, but each in 2 directions. Draw the belly in, rise up. Plant your left hand on the ground. Float your right arm high. Get long in the torso and tilt over to the left. Maybe the left hand crawls up, but we're working the right sitting bone toward the earth. Lifting the heart toward the sky. That's 4. Or 3, actually. Left hand down, right arm high, right arm down, left arm high. Take it the opposite direction. That was 4. This is 3. We're going to lift up. Take an east-west pose. Right arm before you, left arm behind you. That's 2. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, come forward, arms lift up. East-west pose, other side. Left arm forward, right arm behind. And 1. Now taking all the movements of the spine. We've done movements both in the main spine, the full spine, and the neck. And rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to find our way into a tabletop. We're going to play a little bit here. I didn't mention taking the movements of the spine from kneeling because kneeling doesn't start with an S, but we are going to do that. We're going to move into some cats and cows and make the letter C left and right. And then we will take a twist. So start with your cats and cows. If you'd like to find rolling cats and cows, allow that to happen. Wrists right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips, feet as wide as your knees. I will demonstrate a rolling cat and cow. In the cat, the sitting bones come toward the heels. Press away. The inhale coming forward onto the forearms, and then lifting up into the cow. For this motion, I move my hands a little bit forward of my shoulders. Next time you come into your cow shape, double checking your situation, you're going to start to move the hips and the gaze left and right. If you prefer to do something more like a hula hoop move, feel free. But we're adding in this movement side to side, which is essentially a side bend. Neutral spine, nose points down, right arm floats high. We're moving into our twist. Thread the right arm behind the left wrist. You don't have more than one, I don't think. Coming onto your tricep or your shoulder. You might scoot the left hand forward. You might even lengthen the left leg behind and put the ball of the foot on the mat. If you like a balance challenge, you can float the left leg off the mat. Maybe even open up the hips and bend the left knee, your choice. If you fall over, you fall over. It's just yoga, no big deal. And we drop the left knee down to the mat, and if it is not there, scoot the left hand under the left shoulder and unwind from your posture. Left hand returns to the mat, or whichever way you did it. I think I'm doing it backwards. Opposite arm floats, and we thread the needle here. Taking all the extra little challenges or modifications that you did on the last side, maybe lengthening the leg behind you, the upper leg, floating it. You can open up the hips, bend the knee. And we come back to our double T tabletop, not tabletop pie. Hands move forward just a few inches, toes tuck under. We gather the belly in and up. Lift the hips as you breathe out, pressing them high. Downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. That one's hard to pronounce. It does have an S in it. Actually, most poses do if they have the word asana in them. Asana meaning pose. You can pedal into your knees and feet. And this time, we're going to lift onto the tiptoes, press the chest toward the thighs, and then walk the hands back toward the toes until eventually the heels come down and your knees are bent. Ensure the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Loosen the noggin and the neck, a ragdoll, or any other bind you like. Take it. Slowly release your bind, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up to the sky. Lifting the heart, bringing lightness into the body. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samasthihi, another S pose. I'm going to remove my outer layer. It's raining here today. It's not snowing, so it's probably well over 30 degrees. I didn't check. Lift the arms high. We'll take an east-west twist. Hands to your heart. Left arm forward, right arm behind. Keep working the hips to be as square to the front of the mat as possible. And if that means less twist, so be it. Reach from the center of the chest all the way to the fingertips. Gaze moves toward your back thumb. The thumb on your, not your back thumb, the thumb on your back arm. You come forward, arms reach forward. We lock them back into the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. Left hand behind. Spine warming up. Hopefully that's feeling good to you. Inhale forward. Inhale, arms overhead. We're going to take a swinging chair. So you might take a little bit of a wider stance. I say swinging chair or just a swing. But we're working to get some of the toxins and the negative energy out. We're sort of moving into a chair and swinging our arms behind us with a loud huh, and then we lift back up. So we're going to take that 3 times. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale up. Let it go. Inhale up. Regular chair pose. If you like cactus arms here, take it. If you feel that there's some other shape to the arms that can help you open your heart, let that happen. The heart is not in front of the knees. Rise up to the tiptoes. Sink down a little bit. Bring your heels back down, stay low. Hands intertwined behind your low back. Breathe in. Stay here. Let the arms get long. Draw the belly in and up. Open up the collarbones. Feels so good. Imagine you have a block between your knees. It's as if your thighs are spinning. There's S again. In toward each other. We're going to float onto the right leg and lift the left knee. Stay in your chair. Activate that left foot. If balance isn't your thing, you might place a hand on a wall. Bring the left foot down. Shift your weight. Bring the right knee up. Bring the left foot down. And take a fold. Keep your knees bent. Hands release, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way to standing. Arms float high, root to rise, getting tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a meditative, very slow, starts with an S. Stroll, starts with an S. All the way to the front of your mat. And maybe you touch the toes down before the balls of the feet and the heels. It's not like you're walking a line here. It's more like you're walking on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. Feet meet, bony hips width distance. Inhale, float the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot steps to the back of the mat. We're going to find a little bit of hamstring opening here, maybe even calf opening. So find a lot of length. If you need extra work on your balance, you might move the right foot over to the right. Really reach that left heel behind you. Take a breath in. Exhale, extend your front leg, fold over it. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, runner's lunge. This time, we're going to gently tap the back knee to the mat, but then we're going to lengthen that leg again. Go really slow. Reach the heart forward and extend. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lengthen. This time when we drop the knee down, we're going to stay there and come into Anjaneyasana. Dropping the back knee, we untuck the back toes and float the shoulders over the hips. Arms can come overhead or remain by your sides or any shape that helps you find your back bend. So we're working the back bend today as part of our spinal movement. Lifting from the top of the pelvis all the way to the rib cage and then up to the heart and the throat. Sink a little deeper into your front hip crease. Press extra energy into the heel of the front foot and the shoelace side of the back foot. Inhale, arms lift high. Exhale, east-west pose again. Left arm forward, right arm behind you. So opposite arm to the knee that is in front. Press the big toe mound of that front leg into the earth. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, right hand to your hip, and we take a tilt. We're opening the psoas, the hip crease, the hip flexor on the front of the left leg. We're opening up the side of the left body. We're solid on the right side. Lift back up. Let's find cactus arms. And then we're going to eagle arm it. Right elbow underneath the left. One wrap or two. Opening up the shoulder blades. Imagining you can lift your shoulder blades away from the muscle underneath them. Then we're going to take a final on this side, spinal movement by rounding the spine and humbling this. And we'll drop the right hand to the earth inside the right leg. Press the right knee against the tricep and the tricep against the right knee. And we'll peel open the left arm. I said spinal movement, but everything we do has spinal movement into it mostly. And maybe scoot that left hand to your low back, especially if your shoulder doesn't quite work as mine does not. And we're going to bring both hands inside the right foot. Tuck your back toes under and step the left foot outside the left hand. Feet parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Bend your left knee. Place your left fingertips on the ground. Float your right arm high. Opening up the outer part of the right leg. So if you're not feeling it, you might unbend your left knee or make sure you're lifting from the belly or bring your feet closer together or all of those things. Helps the sciatica, also an S. Exhale, right hand down. Unbend your left knee. Bend your right knee. Inhale. Exhale for your twist. One of our movements of the spine. Exhale, down. Feet come a little closer together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale for your fold. Rise up to standing. We're going to take a standing back bend. It's the only one we haven't done from standing yet. Well, that's not true because we did it in chair. So bring the heels of the hands to your low back. Fingers point down. Square everything up. Hips, chest, feet. Press the flesh that's under your hands downward. Shift your hips just a couple inches forward. And then lift from the pelvis all the way to the sternum. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the heart. Take that all again. Flesh down, hips forward, long torso, shoulder blades fall in love, heart kisses the stars, head drops back. Stack everything up. We're going to take chair pose once again. If you feel warmed up enough and it's right for your body, you might bring your feet together with just a little bit of space between your heels. Twinkle the fingers. Hands to your heart, lift onto the balls of your feet. Draw the sitting bones all the way toward the heels. Take your time. Hands to the earth. Shoot your right leg back behind you for your runner's lunge. Really press that right heel away from you. Draw the belly energy away from your left thigh, shoulders toward your hips, and the right kneecap moves toward your quads. Extend and fold with a breath out over your front leg. Inhale, forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Runner's lunge. Straighten and fold. This time we peel forward, runner's lunge. Touch the back knee to the earth, but don't leave it there. Lift it back up. Inhale, knee taps. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, knee taps. Breathe out, extend. Drop your knee to the earth, Anjaneyasana. Finding your back bend. Being kind to the rest of the body. Imagining you are tractioning the left heel and the right knee and the right top of the foot toward each other. Arms float high. Sink deeper. Breathe in. Twist on the exhale. Right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, arms high. Left hand to your hip for your tilt over to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus shape arms. This time, once we find our back bend, we're squeezing the shoulders together. We're not just jutting the belly or the rib cage out. We're scooping the belly in to make the torso long. And then using a lift and a squeeze of the shoulder blades and a heightening of the heart to find the back bend. Then we move into eagle arms, left elbow underneath right this time. Making space between and underneath the shoulder blades. And finding our humble low lunge. This time, left hand comes down, right arm floats high. Heel the hand to the low back if you like. I'm going to drop the right hand to the earth. I'm going to move into a lizard pose, moving the left foot out to the left as far as you can. Peel it open like a book. Maybe you need to scoot your back knee behind you a little bit more. Block if you like to bring the forearms down. Or you might stay on your palms, or you might bring the forearms to the mat. The left foot peels open like a book. Hands plant. Tuck the back toes under. Step the right foot outside the right hand and shoot the left foot behind you. Wide runner's lunge. You drop the knee to find your lizard pose on this side. Taking your time, noticing your alignment, allowing for this to feel different than it does on the other side. Having patience, which does not start with a P, with an S. It starts with a P. P was last week's session for pigeon and patience and practice. We're going to plant the hands. I'm going to tuck the left toes under. Lift the left knee off the mat. Guide your way to the long edge of your mat. Halfway lift, long spine, shoulders toward the hips, gather the belly in. Sitting bones reach behind you, press from the floor. Exhale, fold over your legs. Strong stance, strong foundation. Head is loose. If you like twists or skandasana, because that starts with an S, or some other little movement, or maybe a deeper fold, take that here. My foot just slipped. Slip starts with an S. Hands to your hips, rise halfway up. Rise all the way up. Maybe shorten your stance a tiny bit. We're going to move into Warrior 2 in just a moment. We're going to take our 5-pointed star, feet wide, arms overhead. Let's take a mudra, a power mudra with the thumbs out, but the fingers making a fist. If you like, drop down, knees bend toward the toes. Tuck your tailbone, rise back up. Arms out in a T. Pivot on the ball of your front foot so your right toes face the front of your mat. Sink deep into your right knee. Make sure your left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. A beautiful Warrior 2. Powering up nice and strong, flip your front palm reverse. S for side angle. Making a nice long line from the outer edge of your left foot all the way to your left pinky fingertip, and open up your heart. Warrior 2. Reverse. Keep your reverse, lengthen your front leg. Arms come back into a T. Triangle comes after S. Strong foundation. You can't get a stronger foundation than a triangle, than a pyramid. Return to Warrior 2. We turn to Warrior 2. Hands on your hips. Pivot on your right heel so toes face the long edge of your mat. Warrior 2 on the other side. Pivoting on your left heel, toes point to the back of the mat. Find your right foot parallel to the front. Arms in a T, a sweet bend in your left knee. Gaze moves over your middle fingers, and we find a reverse warrior. Warrior 2. Reverse it again. Move into side angle. Open up the heart. Strong, powerful back leg. Warrior 2. Reverse. Extend your left leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Arms out in a T. Triangle pose. Warrior 2, hands on your hips. Dial your left toes in, dial your right toes forward, and we're going to come down to the mat. Did we do our lizard on the other side? We did. Hands inside your foot. Come to kneeling. Let's find a back bend, and then we'll move on to our backs to take all of our movements of the back in on supine. Hips right over the knees, walk the hands forward till the forehead, chin, or chest comes to the mat. Anahatasana. Big fingers. First fingers can touch, elbows can move out to the side, tops of the feet are on the ground. Maybe you tap them there just to feel that sensation. Tuck the tailbone, come into a child's pose. You might take Balasana 1, which is knees together, or you can find your standard Balasana 2 with nice wide knees. Arms and head, relaxing onto the earth. If your knees are together, you might sweep your hands toward your feet and come to the top of your head. Big breath in. Huge breath out. Hands under your shoulders. Rise back up. Roll over your feet and ankles. We're going to come to a seat. Take a little bit of core work before we come down to the mat for all our movements of the spine from a supine position. So feet are about hips width distance. Arms in front, lock them in. Lift the heart, draw the belly in and up, and tuck your tailbone forward. Breathe in. Exhale, come down just to a little bit of an angle. Breathe in. Exhale, take a twist to the right. The hands are still shoulders distance. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Chest lifts, tailbone tucks, come down a little bit more. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale to center. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Woo-ha! Arms overhead. Actually, let's go ahead and bring the hands behind the head and gather the knees into the chest. See if you can open up your elbows. Maybe the shoulder blades are working their way to the earth. Hug your knees. Bring the feet down. Move them a little way away from your sitting bones. We're going to shoulder blades toward the hips on each side. Hands to the earth. I'm a little crooked on my mat here. And we're going to tuck the tailbone. Inhale, lift the hips, send the knees forward. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the hamstrings. Rock the shoulder blades toward each other. Keep tilting the pelvis toward the sky. Big toe mountain to the earth. Breathe here. Lift the heart past the crown of the head. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Unzip all the way down to the earth. Knees drop together, feet come apart. A windshield wiper movement of the legs left and right. So we still need to do side bend and twist here. We're going to go ahead and start with a twist. Bring your right knee over your left knee, like you are crossing your legs in a chair, even though I know we're not supposed to do that. Scoot your left foot a few inches out to the left and drop both knees to the right. Arms can flop out in a T, and your gaze and your chin and your nose move opposite direction of your knees. Big, huge inhale. Complete exhale. Sole of the left foot returns to the mat. Right foot joins it. We shift everything around so we're as straight as we would normally be top to bottom. Left knee crosses above the right. Right foot, heel toes out to the right a little bit. Knees move to the left. Gaze this time to the right. Flatten your shoulder blades as much as possible against the earth. Big breath in. Complete breath out. Heel toe, the right foot in, unhook, straighten the spine to what it would typically be. Hug your knees in, give them a squeeze. Happy baby if you'd like. It can feel really yummy before we do our final movement of the spine in our supine posture. Happy baby feels really good. It's a hip opener. It's a back massager. I don't think you're necessarily able to clean your oven while you're in happy baby, but maybe with that special oven spray. Breathe. Unroll yourself to a full body pencil stretch. You might hook your thumbs and spread your fingers like you're creating the image of a turkey. Point your toes forward, reach your fingers back, and get long. Walk your feet and move your hands all the way as far as you can to the right. You're making a sort of moon shape here. Oh, that feels so yummy. Reach, breathe in. Let it go. Inhale straight up and down, or as straight as you can be. And take your tilt to the other side, moving the feet, walking the feet, really the heels over to the left and moving the hands and arms over to the left. Breathe in. Oh, so wide in the rib cage, like a nice big ship. Inhale, come straight up and down. Find your way to your shavasana. Last posture before sukhasana is met once again. In shavasana, inhale all the way through the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, and then let it all out. Here you have no need for thinking, for controlling the breath or controlling the body. There is no perfect, it is a practice. We practice shavasana, our final resting posture for preparation of our final rest. If we have discomfort, we breathe into it, and if after 6 breaths there's still discomfort, maybe you shift the body. When thoughts pop into the head, we don't make them remarkable, but we acknowledge them, we shake hands with them. We let them be. Take a nice, generous, fulfilling breath in, nutritional. And a full breath out. Maybe find a full body pencil stretch again, or simply glide the feet so you can bend your knees and roll onto one side. We'll meet on our sides. Let's start with this. Knees hugged up. Take a moment here in gratitude for the body, the mind, and the heart, which we're all willing to come to the mat today. There's so much benefit from the practice, not just for ourselves, but for all those with whom we come into contact. Press yourself right back to sukhasana, easy pose, to your seat. Cross your legs, maybe a different way than you did before. You're welcome to close the eyes, grab a prop, throw a sweater back on. Find your long spine, your meditative posture, either with your hands in your lap or on your thighs. So take a big breath in and a full breath out. Drop your hands by your sides, sweep them out and up overhead, get really long. Press the palms together overhead, your chin lifts. Even if your eyes are closed, it's as if the gaze is toward the thumbs. Breathe in. Exhale, hands together at your heart. They have found their home there such that the knuckle energy and the heart energy meet. Return your thoughts, your awareness, your observations to your intention, your dedication, your motivation, or your thought or word or mantra. We're going to place the hands on the heart, stacking them again. Doesn't matter which one is on top of the other. This time for an out loud om if you are okay with chanting. And if you prefer not to, you can make a silent om once again. We're going to take a cleansing breath first. Breathe in deeply. Release through the mouth. Now for the om. palms pressed together at your heart. The thumb knuckles lift and connect with the center forehead. May all beings be calm and patient. May they release what they no longer need. May they embrace and cherish all the parts of their beings. May they make transitions with ease. Together we bow. Namaste. As always, it was a joy to practice with you, and I hope to see you again soon. Or maybe you just see me. I don't see you anyway on this. Thank you for joining me in S is for Spine, and I hope to see you next week. Not sure if we'll do another letter of the alphabet or something else, but the plan is to be here live 10 a.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, you're welcome to check out any of the videos. If you have opportunity and funding to donate, please go to studios.com and do so. And if you do not, we are still here for you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.